up your business page on any of the social platforms, you make sure you have good brand recognition. That is going to really help people, relate to you. Also, build that relationship with the company. However, people really don't do business with a logo or do business with a company. So that's where that personal branding comes in.
Yeah, I mean, you have a small mom and pop operation, a big corporation. People do business with people. They don't do business with your logo. They don't do business with your Facebook page or your website or any of that. Those are all tools that are out there to bring people together. Mm-hmm. And that is the only purpose of what goes on any of the stuff that's online. It's all bringing it together. Twitter, LinkedIn, it's all the same. You want to bring people to you in a very organized, non-threatening, very comfortable environment. And that's why when we sit here and we dig through all this stuff, it's what we call the art of unselling. Okay? Sure, we all need money in our bank account. Okay? But by the same token, we want to bring it there with the least resistance possible. We don't want to be the snake oil salesman of the 20s and 30s and all that stuff that was going around. We want to be more genuine. We want to build the relationship side of it. You can go back in the archive and we have something on there on relationship marketing too. So you can do this, but it's very, very important that we understand that this is where your credibility comes from. This is where people want to start sharing you because they know, like, and trust you. They want to become part of your team. They want to join in with you. And it doesn't matter what your business is. This is the focus of social media. Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, doesn't matter. YouTube, the same aspect of what's going on there. Facebook Live, all the same.
I can see this playing a very huge advantage for small businesses over a large corporation, being able to really leverage your personal brand, because large corporations, I can't see them being able to do that as easily as a small business, an entrepreneur, a small mom and pop shop, where they can really bring in that personal touch, talking about, more how they got into the business and what they're doing, to, maybe they're bringing in and doing interviews with their employees or something very personal. And I'm trying to use an example of a large corporation, that they have thousands of employees. They would not be able to go in and do a photo op of each of those employees and start talking about them on social media. Whereas a small business, you could actually introduce each of those employees through your social media sites to those fans, to those connections, and people start relating a little bit more, and they start feeling that they're part of that. I've seen that along, the different avenues of social media, where I feel more connected to a small company that is really thinking of me and helping me get to know them better. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? So that's kind of how you have to figure how you can stand out.
It's always about being stand out. It's always about having somebody think of you at the right time. It doesn't matter whether you're in a small business or you're in a large major corporation. Large major corporations, everybody wants to get promoted. Everybody wants to climb that ladder. Mm-hmm. for the most part on that. And in order to do that, you have to create the brand where you stand out on putting it there, where you're seen as the one that can handle that next promotion, that next job that's moving on. Now, can it be overdone? Obviously, certainly it can. But the awareness is the important part, mm-hmm. as being that one that cares, that's competent, that really wants to help out.
So what you're doing is really making sure, for brand awareness, that one of the biggest advantages of social media is it provides an opportunity for that brand awareness, top of mind awareness, visibility, which is going to help you get a greater reach if you really focus on building your credibility with your brand identity and then taking it to that next level as a small business and start letting people get to know you. In other words, get uncomfortable and let your fans and your connections start to really trusting you. Not only just, getting to know you and like you, but start trusting you by allowing them to know more about you. And that is, I know it gets tricky when I'm sitting with a client, I'm in a training session with them, and they just, I don't want anybody to know that anybody on my personal page to know about this business page, and I don't want to have any of this. I don't want people to know on this business page who I am. And so my question is that what attracted you to me? Why did you choose me as your trainer? Well, because people talk about you. People, you have good testimonials. You talk to me. You don't talk about yourself so much. You always make sure, I felt you cared, that you gave me information, and I felt like I really knew you. I just really loved it when you and Richard got up in that biplane and you showed the video and everything. In other words, we became real.
We came real. They knew us. They were comfortable enough to at least approach us through social media, that's as far as social media goes.
Yeah, it's like I ask them, okay, if you went to a website and there was no information about the owner of the website, no phone number, all you had was a contact form, but you had no idea where they were located. There was no phone number, no email, just a contact form. And they did a little about the company, but they didn't talk about the owners of the company or any of the history. What would you feel comfortable enough to buy from them? No. Then why would you assume that somebody on social media coming to your business page, if all you're doing is talking about business, maybe guiding them to go where they can buy from you, but you're not really letting them know who you are or building a relationship with you? Then how can you expect them to take action and buy from you? So I hopefully, I hope that I am able to help our listeners today understand the importance of letting the mask down. Let people know who you are if you truly want to grow your business and gain more visibility out there, because again, people do business with people they know, like, and trust, and that is the actual factual truth.
It is. And the people that you know, like, and trust are the ones you remember. They're the ones that you don't have to go to your Rolodex or your online, archives there to pull up who they are and what's going on. So, that's the big thing, is standing out and being rememberable on that, and providing value on that. Yeah, and value comes in a lot of different ways on that, but probably the biggest, most easy way that most of us think of it is customer service.
Yeah, it very much so. This is customer service at its peak using social media.
Correct. It is.
You're easier to access. Yeah. I do not like going through those automated phones. There's still some companies we associate with that when I need an answer, I've got to go pushing 1 and 2 and 3 and never get to talk to a live person. And I find myself yelling at the darn phone. I know I can go to social media and put something there and privately message them. And so that's where you have to really stand out and provide outstanding customer service through social media.
Most all of your really good, not very good, but good and above retail establishments have amazing customer services that they provide, and they monitor social media. Of course, they also have robots that monitor social media there too. But it's so easy to be done.
Well, you can set up. There's so many different tools out there now to automate everything. However, and that's fine. You can set up so many different, so much different criteria like within, maybe say Google Alerts is one. That's one a lot of people use because it is a free tool that they can go in and put specific phrases or names or companies, and even your competitors, if you want to be alerted to keep up to date what they're doing. There's so many different things you can do. So you can go to google.com/alerts and set that up. And then if somebody's chatting about you, or if there is any type of chatter out there, you would be alerted via email, and you'd be able to respond to that, because that's where you can really provide that outstanding customer service. And this is the second big advantage of having social media. And that way you can be aware of what's being said about you. It does allow you to, as a business, communicate and be either proactive or reactive in real time.
I mean, that's an amazing thing, because when somebody says something, you're there. You're on top of it on that. We all mess up, so that's not the point. The point is, how do you react proactively to solve something? There's customer service issues all the time, whether it's product-based or service-based. There's always misunderstandings. There are always things that are happening out there.
Well, and that's why it's important. We emphasize the importance to have that brand awareness. You have to be consistently messaging, or, posting, getting your information out there. For customer service, you have to be consistently monitoring it, and then you have to consistently respond, because that is one of the shortages that, if you fall short and you don't respond when someone posts something on as a comment or on your timeline, or on, or they message you through LinkedIn, or maybe they send you something through Twitter, message you through Twitter, whatever. If you don't respond, then what does that look like to that person that communicated? Because this is a form of communication today.
Yeah. Remember 3-4 years ago, there was an amazing video put out there by a gentleman that was flying on a particular airline that I won't mention. But he was a musician, and they damaged his guitar. They just kind of threw it off the luggage compartment, and it kind of shattered. Well, this guy took this and put a YouTube video together that was amazing on putting this out there this way. And, the airline company didn't like it, but there wasn't anything they could do to get rid of it.
Well, and this particular topic here has become viral again because of some of the situations we've been hearing, and especially on Facebook, about all the different problems on airlines. But this particular lesson, it went global, virally. I mean, it just everything instantaneously. And eventually this airlines did resolve it, but not immediately. They just kind of poo-pooed it away, and this became an actual case study that is now taught in colleges about customer service, about
managing expectations,
everything,
solving problems with the customer's heart first and not yours.
I will, for our listeners, I'm going to actually post this onto our social radio show page, the link to the YouTube video so that you can watch it. And there's other videos that have expanded from it. Again, because it just is such an important lesson. And I know when we were teaching, gosh, Richard, we've been teaching social media since 2010. And we used this as a case study when we were first teaching back in 2010. And people's eyes, their jaws dropped when they watched it, because it's so funny, but yet what impressed them was the action that it achieved.
Absolutely so, yeah.
And if you watch any of the news stations out there, all of the, different cable news stations out there, they all address this.
Yeah, we had a cable company a few years back that you had an issue.
Oh, yeah.
On that. And, that was an example of something that was amazing customer service. I mean, there's no other way to say it.
Yeah, I mean, basically, and I'm not sure if I've ever shared this with our audience or not, but again, it's our former cable company that has just been bought out by another one here locally. But we just were not getting the satisfaction we needed from our internet speed. We thought the fastest internet speed, we were paying for the fastest internet speed, and it was dragging. And at that time, they were actually promoting a faster speed, and on their TV ads, radio ads, the direct mail pieces that were coming through our mailbox and all that. And so I just put out just kind of not